Alright, so how's it going everybody? Hope you're all doing well and great, and press on that like button if you found this video helpful. Maybe it is, maybe it's not, entertaining in some way. Subscribe if you want to see more videos of that kind. It helps me a lot, helps with the algorithm, and let's get to it. So as you can tell, today's video is the best $700 gaming laptop. Okay, so we're looking at the Lenovo Gaming 3. Now this is a refresh version of one of the most famous budget laptops from Lenovo. It's for $700. It's got a Ryzen 5 5600H, which is a 6-core 12-threaded CPU with a TDP of 45 watts. And the fact that you actually have a 6-core 12-threaded CPU on a budget laptop is actually a pretty good steal in my opinion. I don't know the relative performance to it, but you know, it will get the job done. It's kind of equivalent to the Ryzen 7 4800H, which is, or maybe better than the i7 10th gen. It's a really good CPU in terms of, you know, what it can perform to you, and yeah, there's nothing wrong with that for $700. It's got 8 gigs of DDR4 RAM, and this is maybe where you have to kind of make an upgrade and add another stick of DDR4 RAM. I believe rated at 3000 to 3200 megahertz, so you can easily upgrade that to 16 gigs. It's got only 2 RAM slots, and it's pretty easy to upgrade, like you can do it yourself. The battery life is actually pretty decent for a budget gaming laptop. I mean, when you're not gaming, we're looking at 7 to 8 hours, but when you're gaming, it's gonna, you know, get drained pretty fast. And the GPU, the juice, which is the GTX 1650. Now the GTX 1650, as it looks from the benchmarks, kind of equivalent to the 1650 Ti, the laptop version. I don't see any difference between both, and it plays pretty much any game. Like on Valorant, you can play it at 240 frames per second low settings. You can play Cyberpunk at 30 to 45 frames per second. I believe by the time you're watching the video right now, you can find some Battlefield 2042 open beta benchmarks where you can play it at 60 FPS easily. I am pretty sure of that, and you'll not be bottlenecked. I mean, you got a really good CPU that you can overclock to get extra headroom in terms of performance. And last but not least, in terms of specs, it's got a 256GB SSD, which might not be the best thing, but it gets the job done for a $700 laptop. Also, it's got RGB backlit keyboard, so you can change the color of the keyboard if you want to. It's got a decent trackpad, decent, I know, mechanical keyboard in it, but hey, I wouldn't game on the keyboard of the laptop. In terms of temperatures, it doesn't go over 80 degrees most of the time, unless you're actually heavily gaming, and I'm talking about the CPU temps. But the GPU temps, it doesn't usually go over 75. And in terms of the weight, it only weighs at around 3 kilograms, which is like 6 to 7 pounds. And the screen is got a 120 hertz 15.6 inch screen. It's not the brightest, it's under 300 nits. It's around 265 280 nits, so it's not the brightest thing. And in terms of colors, it's also not the best, so it's actually a gaming laptop. So if you're using it for video editing, rendering, it's not the thing to use, because, you know, on Adobe RGB is under 50%, the sRGB under like 65 to 67%. It's not the best thing out there in terms of screen, but it's got 120 hertz and the response time is good. It doesn't have, you know, backlight bleeding. So overall, a really good deal for $700. It's on Amazon right now, and that's a refresh version of the Lenovo. As I said, it's the same great budget Lenovo laptop, but it's got better ports. So hope that wraps it up. If you like the video, press that like button. If I forgot about anything, please leave it down in the comments below. And if you got a Lenovo laptop gaming idea, tell me what's your experience with it. See you in the next one, and links will be down below as always. Peace.